Hello, and welcome to Mindbend Facts. What if the world you see, hear, and touch is merely a sliver of a far grander, and perhaps far more terrifying reality? Our senses, the very tools we use to navigate our existence, are remarkably limited, perceiving only a tiny fraction of the vast spectrum of what truly is. Beyond the familiar confines of our three spatial dimensions and the linear flow of time, an unseen universe could be teeming with unimaginable dimensions, parallel realities, and entities whose very nature would shatter our understanding of life and consciousness. Are we alone, or are we unknowingly surrounded by beings and forces that operate just outside the periphery of our perception? In this video, we're peeling back the fragile veil of our perceived reality to explore the mind-bending and often unsettling possibility of unseen dimensions and the entities that might inhabit them. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about the universe and your place within it. But before we journey beyond the veil, if you are ready to expand your mind and confront the unknown, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We delve into the most perplexing mysteries and unsettling truths our universe has to offer. And let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, and what mind-bending concept or unexplained phenomenon you want us to investigate next. Your curiosity fuels our explorations. Our understanding of reality is fundamentally shaped by Yet these senses are incredibly restricted. We see only a narrow band of the electromagnetic spectrum, the visible light, blind to the infrared that snakes use to hunt, or the ultraviolet that guides bees to nectar. Our hearing is confined to a specific frequency range, deaf to the ultrasonic calls of bats or the infrasonic rumbles perceived by elephants. Our world is constructed from these limited inputs, a carefully curated illusion that evolution deemed sufficient for our survival. But what if this illusion is just that? A simplified interface for a far more complex and multi-layered reality. Imagine a fish in a pond, aware only of its watery world, oblivious to the vastness of the land and sky beyond. Could we be that fish, existing within a bubble of perception, surrounded by realities we cannot even begin to fathom? The implications are staggering. For centuries, such ideas were the domain of mystics and philosophers. But in the realm of modern theoretical physics, the concept of extra dimensions has moved from speculative fancy to a mathematical necessity for some of the most promising theories attempting to unify the fundamental forces of nature. String theory, and its more encompassing successor, M-theory, propose that the universe isn't made of point-like particles, but of tiny, vibrating strings and multi-dimensional brains. For these theories to work mathematically, they require not just our familiar three spatial dimensions and one time dimension, but as many as 10 or 11 dimensions in total. So, where are these extra dimensions? Physicists theorize they might be compactified, curled up to an incredibly small size, far beyond our ability to directly observe them with current technology. Or perhaps our universe is a three-dimensional brain floating within a higher dimensional bulk, and we are largely confined to our brain, like characters on a sheet of paper, unable to perceive the third dimension around them, except possibly through the subtle influence of gravity, which some theories suggest might leak across dimensions. These aren't just wild speculations. They are the product of rigorous mathematical exploration trying to solve the deepest puzzles of cosmology. If these extra dimensions exist, could they be gateways or even home to forms of existence or entities completely alien to our understanding? This is where scientific theory bleeds into truly mind-bending and often terrifying speculation. Consider the vast array of paranormal phenomena reported throughout human history, experiences that defy conventional explanation within our standard model of reality. Could these be fleeting glimpses into these other realms, or interactions with beings that reside there? Take, for example, the persistent reports of shadow figures. These are often described as dark humanoid silhouettes seen usually in peripheral vision, often accompanied by a sense of dread or malevolence. They flit at the edges of perception, disappearing when directly observed. Could these be entities from a parallel dimension, their forms only partially intersecting with our reality, appearing as distorted shadows? Or perhaps they are beings that exist naturally in these higher dimensions, their presence bleeding through under certain conditions. Then there's poltergeist activity. objects moving inexplicably, strange noises, physical manifestations without an apparent cause, while often attributed to stress or trickery. Some cases are so well documented and bizarre that they challenge easy dismissal. Could these be the result of forces or entities from an adjacent dimension temporarily exerting influence on our physical world, like ripples from another reality disturbing the surface of our own? The annals of unexplained disappearances are also filled with cases that suggest something beyond the ordinary. People vanishing from locked rooms under impossible circumstances, or reappearing miles away with no memory of how they got there, sometimes accompanied by strange atmospheric phenomena or temporal distortions. Could these individuals have momentarily slipped through a tear in the fabric of space-time, or been taken by something not of our dimension? The infamous story of David Lang, the farmer who supposedly vanished into thin air in front of his family in 1880, or the disappearances in areas like the Bermuda Triangle or Bennington Triangle, often involve details that defy conventional explanations and hint at forces beyond our comprehension. Even electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, where voices are purportedly captured on electronic recordings that were not audible at the time, raise unsettling questions. If these voices are real, where do they originate? Are they echoes from another time, another place, or perhaps attempts at communication from entities existing just beyond our sensory veil? The concept of glitches in the matrix also resonates with this idea. Countless anecdotal reports describe momentary, inexplicable shifts in reality, objects duplicating, teleporting, or vanishing, people momentarily appearing as someone else or out of sync with their surroundings, or experiencing a profound sense of déjà vu that feels more like reliving a moment. While many can be attributed to memory quirks or neurological phenomena, the sheer consistency and strangeness of some reports lead some to speculate whether our reality is less stable or singular than we believe. Could these be moments where parallel universes briefly overlap, or where the program of our perceived reality stutters? Consider also the many strange atmospheric phenomena and unexplained lights reported globally, such as the Hessdalen lights in Norway, the Marfa lights in Texas, or the Brown Mountain lights in North Carolina. These mysterious lights appear, move in intelligent or inexplicable patterns, and have defied consistent scientific explanation for decades, sometimes centuries. Could these be manifestations of energy from other dimensions, interdimensional craft, or even entities whose natural state is luminous? Some theorists even reinterpret ancient mythology and religious texts through this lens. Were the gods, angels, demons, jinn, and fae of ancient cultures merely pre-scientific interpretations of encounters with beings from other dimensions or parallel realities? The descriptions of these beings often involve abilities and forms that defy our understanding of biology and physics: shape-shifting, teleportation, manipulation of the elements. Could these ancient tales be distorted records of contact with entities whose origins lie far beyond our three-dimensional world? John Keel, a paranormal researcher, proposed the concept of ultra-terrestrials, intelligent, non-human entities that might share our planet but exist on a different vibrational frequency or in a coexisting dimension, occasionally interacting with humanity in ways that are perceived as supernatural. If such entities exist, what is their nature? Are they conscious? Intelligent? What are their motivations? The possibilities range from the benignly curious to the indifferent, or even the actively malevolent. Could they be explorers from other realities, just as we explore the deep sea or outer space? Or are we like ants to them, barely noticeable unless we happen to cross their path? The Lovecraftian theme of cosmic horror touches on this very fear, the terror, not necessarily of overt evil, but of the incomprehensible vastness of the cosmos and the potential existence of ancient, powerful entities to whom humanity is utterly insignificant, whose mere presence or fleeting attention could shatter our sanity. The potential dangers and implications of such a multi-layered reality are profound. Firstly, the psychological impact of directly encountering something so fundamentally alien to our understanding of the world could be devastating. Our minds are wired for a certain kind of reality. To have that shattered could lead to profound ontological shock. Secondly, What if these dimensions or the entities within them are hostile? Or if their interactions with our world, however unintentional, have destructive consequences? If the barriers between realities are permeable, are we vulnerable in ways we cannot even imagine? The very fragility of our perceived reality becomes a source of deep unease. We build our lives, our societies, our understanding of physics on the assumption that what we see is what is real. If that assumption is flawed, then the foundations of everything we know become unstable. Ultimately, beyond our senses, invites us to confront the profound limits of our perception and the potentially terrifying mind-bending possibility that reality is far stranger, larger, and more populated than we currently believe. The universe may not only be stranger than we imagine, it may be stranger than we can imagine. The ongoing quest to understand these mysteries, whether through theoretical physics, paranormal investigation, or philosophical inquiry, pushes the boundaries of human knowledge and challenges us to remain open-minded, yet critically discerning. The line between profound discovery and delusion can be thin, but the pursuit of understanding the true nature of existence in all its potential unseen dimensions is a journey that defines our species. And that concludes our journey into the unsettling realms that might lie beyond our senses. As always, we will provide references and further reading in the description for those who wish to explore these mind-bending concepts further. What are your thoughts? Have you ever experienced something that made you question the nature of reality? Share your stories and theories in the comments below. We're eager to hear from you. Thank you for watching Mindbend Facts, and until next time, keep questioning everything.